Hello and welcome to today's live streaming session from Heart Healing Abandonment Trauma. Today, our topic is how to become a finisher. Have you ever found yourself starting projects but not finishing? Whether it's small or big, whether it matters the most in your life or additional things. It can feel like a cycle when repeated over time, a cycle that we start believing as if that's our identity. But let's talk about this. It's not our real identity. Any habit, any bad choice repeated over time, it becomes a habit. And habits, when left unchecked, they become identity, a second nature. So, what are the causes that leave us in a cycle of quitting, where we start something useful to us and then end it, whether it be exercise or reading a book or starting a small project or learning coding or business? I will highlight in this session key factors that reinforce the bad habit and how to tackle them. Anything that requires growth comes by embracing pain and discomfort. But it is not the pain and discomfort itself that makes us quit. There is some story, some script in our head that keeps on repeating, bringing up the past, the failures, the disappointments, and pointing or painting a picture of us that says this is who you are. But these are false scripts. Scripts that wrongly, falsely judged the circumstance, the situation that left us making a bad choice. Childhood trauma can leave us in a story we tell ourselves, a coping story, not true. A child that was abandoned can tell herself, I was abandoned because nobody loved me. I'm unlovable. I was abandoned because I'm not worthy love. While the damage that has been caused is real, the interpretation of it can lead to bad choices if not careful. As child, we don't have the maturity to judge clearly and to see people's actions, especially the ones we love the most, our parents, to see them with unbiased judgment and to say they were wrong. But as we grow up, we have the power to see clearly. Every failure Every rejection can be connected or traced to its origin. The unforgiven traumas or occurrences in our life carry resentment. And resentment leaves us in a cycle of where we don't speak up, but we trade parts of us in exchange for keeping peace. Not holding ourselves accountable, not holding the other person accountable. But this cycle of lies that I need to do something, I need to achieve something to be loved, I need to first achieve something to be worthy of love or respect. They, they are false judgments, false conclusions about what happened that do affect everything we do. We start a goal. When we fail, we don't see the failure for what it is, that we are learning something new, that this will happen, but we subconsciously associate with the past that replays in our mind, in the shadows, the anxiety that has not left our body. The false interpretation of events, occurrences, failure, or rejection that led to bad choices and mistakes and sins, they can become patterns we live on. So, breaking free from this requires tracing the mistakes, looking back, reflecting, and finding how we speak ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we perceive our own self, how we perceive or how we judge failure, rejection, taking control of the script, interrupting the script, and facing it with our truth. When we do something challenging, especially the thing when it is something very important to us, like building a business or our health or a dream that we want to follow, the resistance to quit is high. The more important something is to us that we want to achieve, the more is the resistance. And that's why we need to understand ourselves better, the inner conversation, and to have a system that weakens the negativity that holds us back, that was making us live in a cycle of quitting. So we can start seeing ourselves not as a quitter, but to see quitting itself as a habit. That was a disguised self destructive behavior. To see it for what it is and to break from it, to restore our identity, our truth. When we fail, when we get rejected, not to see it as unworthiness, as inadequacy, but failure is something because we are learning something. It's a preparation, it's a redirection to do something better. If I fail now, next time I will learn better. I will do it better. I will try again. So it's not the pain itself when we are doing something, the discomfort that stops us, because the pain, the discomfort, just in a fraction of seconds, we experience them and then we don't even remember after accomplishing something. So, what keeps us going back and forth and not finish things is because of the script in our head, what we tell ourselves, how we see ourselves. So it requires silencing, callosing the mind when it starts to bring up the past and make a story to stop us. It requires having a connection with God. If we lived a life where our relationship with God was just a routine, like our parents prayed and they went, but they lived their life not shaped by the faith they claim to have, but their own false beliefs. If our parents were not the real kind of devoted people to their religion, to God, the religion has not affected their life. It has not, they have not used the religion as a support system to keep them grounded to truth, to keep them disciplined, to aim high, to achieve something bigger, to trust that God will help, to trust God's help, God's support, even when we don't see outcomes. So renewing our connection with God when we go to prayer, whether you are a Muslim or a Christian or any other religion, when you go into prayer, intend to benefit from the prayer. Have an intention, reflect, reconnect, because the Quran or the Bible, when it tells us the stories of those people that we respect, the prophets, alayhim salam, it's not just for the sake of a story. It is telling us how they survived storms, and to survive a storm, how they leaned onto God, and how they continued to overcome adversities and challenges without losing their identity. So their story is an inspiration and encouragement for us, but not only encouragement, it is a lifestyle we need to emulate, we need to adapt. Engaging in continuous reflection, breathing, slowing down, taking care of ourselves, doing exercise as a routine, but not only always the same thing. Aim to push yourself to go beyond what is comfortable. If you have been doing push up in a day 20, then the next time push yourself to go beyond 50. 50 has become now comfortable, go to 100. Comfort is the biggest enemy we have. Comfort and poverty, they go hand in hand. They both promise a disaster always, and they both keep us small. They tell us to avoid pain and discomfort. But pain and discomfort, the hurt it causes on us, is just temporary. So pushing ourselves past comfort and pain, past discomfort and pain, to achieve what we want to achieve, whether it's a small thing or a big thing, to have the discipline that we carry into everything we do daily, to show up, to be consistent, to do our best. And when we feel challenged or unable to go there, self destructive behavior comes again, to do our inner work and to lean to God, to push past through those moments, and to perceive failure and rejection in a healthy way. So we restore our identity that doesn't depend on outcomes, but purely human, ready and willing curious, to learn, to fail, to make mistakes, sin, learn from them and grow. Never go back to old way of living life in dysfunction. To separate our identity from the false script in our head, from what society tells us. To be strong, to keep on going, and to hold on to God in the moment of transformation or transition to what we want to become. When our mindset shifts from looking at problems, challenges, and adversities as punishment into seeing them as a preparation for elevation, every part of us will cooperate in any pursuit. And when all parts of us are in harmony, achieving goals, finishing anything we start, it doesn't become a war inside of us. It becomes a force that pushes us forward. We all can rise from quitting to becoming a finisher. So why not start today? If you have stopped doing something that you are doing, pick it up and start. If you find yourself neglecting something that's useful to you, start it today. Don't punish yourself. Punishment does not change. Discipline is not punishment, it's self empowerment. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or you want to comment, you can leave them below. I will answer your questions. Subscribe to my channel, like and share if you find it useful.